Captain Marvel admits the MCU's biggest problem but can't fix it. Points out how much Marvel comedy is getting in the way of the MCU's character growth, but then does it anyway. The latest entry, in many ways, Captain Marvel provides a twist on the now accepted "it's an origin story" but told almost in reverse with an amnesiac hero. A period tale, and yet at the same time, Captain Marvel still betrays many of the filmmaking traits that have come to define Marvel Studios' output. In theory, that right from Wickamod Robert Downey Jr.'s refined snark a selling point 2 months before, Marvel Studios was always on the more humorous side of the superhero genre, although it really became a full-on trope with their Jaws. At first, that was no bad thing, a what better way to make fun blockbusters than to have them be funny? In contrast to over time, though, the freshness and freedom dissipated, yet the jokes didn't. Una became the situation is a little more nuanced than just singular moments. Some films, the use of Marvel comedy is really part of a bigger issue with the company's approach to movies. Short-term crowd reaction is prized over long-term impact, meaning the focus is on providing a thrilling opening night experience that lasts about as far as the car park. Result is that a series already lacking in a proper sense of stakes and permanent ramifications becomes even more flippant. It's one thing to have Hydra established as a major threat before being undone in the prologue to a year later. If the decision powers both movies, it's another for any moment of character growth to be joined by a yuck. Even grim movies. What's been so curious is that, while Marvel has worked hard to fix a persistent criticism say of the MCU homogenized style like its poorly characterized villains, the last couple of years have brought Vulture, Killmonger, and inconsistent lack of stakes something solved in a snap. There's been little resistance to evolve beyond the downy wet and gun humor. Page 2 of 2. Subscribe for the hottest movie, TV, and gaming news. I agree to let Screen Rant send me emails.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.